Welcome everyone to Detroit, home of the three-time NBA champion Detroit Pistons. The franchise right now, after some lean times, trying to awaken the echoes of those championship years. And tonight here at Little Caesars Arena, they'll be taking on the Milwaukee Bucks, one of the contenders, which includes Damian Lillard, the multi-time Dame Time All-Star of the Bucks. And meanwhile, Cade Cunningham coming off a career season, one of the major building blocks for the up-and-coming Pistons. Welcome everyone to the NBA on ESPN, presented by Popeyes. From downtown Detroit, Little Caesars Arena, in the shadows of Greektown, Pistons taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. Folks, it feels so great to be back calling NBA basketball here on ESPN as we take a look at tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Popeyes. Lillard, Trent Jr., one of the newest acquisitions. Connaughton, Taurean Prince, another new acquisition from Milwaukee, and Brook Lopez at the 5, starting for the Bucks. Meanwhile, for the home team tonight, get a good look at Cade Cunningham in the backcourt with Jaden Ivey. Big year for him. Tim Hardaway Jr. coming over in that trade from Dallas. Simone Fontecchio and Jalen Duren, the big man at the 5 spot for the Detroit Pistons. Well, the last time we called NBA
more comfortable than he was a year ago, based on what you just described and the way he looks early on. But this is an early flurry out of Damian Lillard. We don't know how long we're going to see him tonight, but we're seeing a lot of him early.
The NBA on ESPN is presented by Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen.
Well, Dame Lillard has already knocked down 3 3-balls, the result of arduous training with Bill Beckner during the summertime.
And what a guy like that can bring with defensive versatility and corner shooting.
Lots of new pieces for both these teams. Back after this break. The Detroit Pistons have had a stockpile of high draft picks over the last several years. Hayes, Cunningham, Ivey, Thompson, and Holland. But not a lot of wins on the other end of it to show for it. And several different coaches along the way. In fact, Jaden Ivey has had 3 different coaches already in his short time here in Detroit. But left it short, and that's going to be the end of the first 12 minutes of play. A promising 12 minutes for Ivey today.
And some of that electrifying speed I'm talking about. He takes this thing end to end in about 4 seconds to get that basket at the end of the quarter.
Here's our next NBA preseason game Wednesday night in the capital city of California. The Sacramento Kings, Mike Brown, De'Aaron Fox, Domas Sabonis, and DeMar DeRozan. Yeah, that guy hosting some timeout.
Yeah, I believe he got his own that time. You saw the push. He gets the defense collapsing back at the rim, but he's able to get off his feet quickly for the second attempt and the putback.
Detroit, the Bucks leading 47-39. We're here with President of Basketball Operations for the Detroit Pistons, Trajan Langdon. First of all, congratulations.
Live.
Well, we got George Sedano on the sidelines. He'll try and get a report for us. We're going to take a short break and pay some bills. Come right back.
Second half. Thank you. God bless. All right, guys, back to you.
Jaden Ivey had a very productive first half. We'll hit the half and first half analysis and more coming up on the halftime report coming up right after the break. Home of the 3-time NBA champs who have a lead at the break right now. 60-58. They closed the half on a nice sprint, even though they fell behind by as much as 15. Mark Jones.
If you take quick, long shots, they want to get it and go. And you saw that on display in the first half. They've got some versatile bigs, and you can see how fast they change ends of the floor. After they get their hands on this basketball, Fontecchio just gets out, fills the lane. Nice find by Jalen Duren in the open floor. And then we saw this. This is just next level speed. He catches this basketball about 90 feet from the other end with the defender on his hip, and he's still, Jaden Ivey still able to get to the rim for the reverse layup. But J.B. Bickerstaff saw a lot of things that he's got to like in that first half with the strengths of this team coming to the fore there, particularly in that second quarter. On this team with similar sized guys, and then it's what you do after that. Great job relocating for Cade Cunningham. Beautiful find. 3 more for the Pistons.
Here's our next NBA preseason game. Wednesday night in Sacramento, the Kings hosting the Warriors at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. NBA Countdown tips off our coverage at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Look at Tower Bridge there in Sacramento. And boy, the big news, Karl Anthony Towns involved in a three-team deal. Julius Randle going the other way, along with Dante DiVincenzo, the major pieces to the Timberwolves.
Straight in the ball. It's kept getting it knocked out of his hand repeatedly.
Got a timeout on the floor. The Pistons leading by 10. The lithe but skilled rookie, A.J. Johnson, looking comfortable around the rim. Back after this. Well, we got some new coaches in new places this year. Jordy Fernandez, the former associate head coach with Mike Brown in Sacramento, now the head man in Brooklyn. Kenny Atkinson in Cleveland. JB across the way here in Detroit. Charles Lee in Charlotte. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. The Detroit Pistons, after a slow start, lead at 91-79. And Giannis coaching up some of his teammates. Now, it's back to business. Paul Reed with a strong move to the cup.
The NBA on ESPN is presented by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Guys get talked about with heavy contributions that are not necessarily highly paid. So that's a great point. We'll dive more into that because I think that is important for teams to have depth, and they're constantly scouring for those players in the summer. Detroit, overall, got to be pleased with the way things have gone tonight under Jamie Bickerstaff.
At 8 Eastern, then Wednesday on ESPN, Warriors taking on the Sacramento Kings at 10:30 Eastern time. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or the NBA app. So I sat down with DeMar. Played 25 minutes at 13 points and 4 dimes. That's it here from Detroit. Our final score, 120-87 for Tim Legler, George Sedano, our entire crew behind the camera. I'm Mark Jones. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on ESPN. Folks, Sports Center is coming next with Nicole Briscoe and Kevin Connors. So long, everybody.